no kill quick. Let's get Vex and done. Take Vex and done, kill quick. Original murderation!
Why, you mean the first sound to kill us? I mean, every sound that we clash kill us. We've barely won any clashes. But yeah, I guess we won our first clash. The second clash, I would guess it was the first loss we took. And that was more like a kamikaze vibe, because a computer crashed and we were kind of out from the tournament and we couldn't participate. So I would say the first sound to kill us was ourselves. We killed ourselves.
Ooh, yes. When we had a hardcore juggling dance with it was us, Stair Steppers, and City Lock, and words, as in these hardcore dances go, words were thrown, and we got to the point where we played what was it, the Johnny and
a Johnny Osborne and a Freddie McGregor combination. But you have to mention that this hardcore juggling was on a boat, right? And it was supposed to be a juggling, a hardcore like dub plate showcase, but we kind of started a war, and then this Johnny Osborne and Freddie McGregor combination, I don't remember exactly how we did it, but the speech was something in relation to the boat and we being on the water, because the dub started with Johnny Osborne and then Freddie McGregor forward in on the rhythm and said something about dead sound floating in the ocean.
Yeah, that's it.
And this bus an Excel big time.
Big fall.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go to Euro Rumble 2017.
Yeah. big up my Uncle Smokey. Yeah, Smokey, Uncle Smokey. It was Euro Rumble, the Road to World Clash in Wuppertal, and Iowa Crew played just before us, and then we were going on stage right after them. And this was actually my first clash as an MC. And
this is my first clash.
Yeah, and this was your first clash ever. You had just joined the sound like 2 years before that. Yeah. And a couple months earlier, I was playing with one of my kids, I think, and I had one of them spinners, and I put it on my head and I filmed it, and then somehow this became a topic for Ivy Crew, and they recorded a custom, a very creative and good custom with Chino. Chino McGregor, Freddie McGregor's son, and they used one of his songs, "Don't Put No Woman Upon Your Head," and the chorus went, "Don't put no spin upon your head." And when they dropped this stuff, and when the punchline hit, the place bust. And I kind of wanted to kill
we were both like, yo, what the?
Yeah, it threw us off because I didn't see the connection at first. I was like, why is this so funny? But afterwards I realized that there was a genius move. That really threw us off. Yeah. You want to start?
Okay, it's a little bit different from me because I joined the sound later. With the sound, I would say when Freddie McGregor was in Stockholm, because it was a nice vibe and we got to chill. He was very cool, and the process of recording was very easy, and like it was a nice vibe. Personally, other than that was a Spraga session that I was a part of as well. And Spraga is such a wicked artist. I've never seen anybody cut dubs that fast.
Was it in Jamaica? Or
no, this was in New York.
Oh, in New York, right.
I've never seen anybody cut dubs that fast. He did, I think, he did 15 or 16 dubs in 90 minutes.
Shit.
Everything was straight through. Maybe he had to punch in 2 of the 15 dubs. Everything was straight through.
I would say some memorable sessions were like in the early years of the sound, almost 20 years ago, when we resided in Malmo in South Sweden, and we used to promote a lot of shows and host a lot of live shows. So we had Abyssinians, and this is at the time where they barely recorded any dub plates. This was, I would say, mid 2003, I think. and we took them to my friend Timbuktu's studio, who is one of the biggest rappers ever in Sweden. Had a wicked session with them. Same period, we had the Congos there, had a wicked session with them. Those are two great sessions that I had kept myself. This is before Autograph joined the sound, and I'd say a session in Augustown with Sizzla in 2009, where we stayed in a friend's place, and then we're trying to find Sizzla, and then one morning Sizzla forward with his big van and a bunch of Boba Dreads with machetes and machine guns, and they're like, alright, jump in the van, let's go to Augustown, record dubs. First I was like, alright, cool, and then we forwarded to Augustown, recorded some sick dubs, hung out with Sizzla. That was a wicked session. Well, first of all, hard work. A lot of hard work and dedication and passion. Consistency. For 20 years, we've always tried to brand us in a way and put quality first and quantity second in anything we do, from producing radio shows to mixes to sound clashes to events to the visuals and graphics and everything. We've been trying to be consistent and at the same time think a little bit outside of the box, so we can engage people who might not be that interested in the reggae and dancehall, and especially the sound system scene, especially which part we're from in Sweden, because we are guests in this culture, and most of the people who live there, although we have a big Caribbean community in Sweden, people from all over the world need to understand, and I don't know what the fuck I'm saying right now, but I think you get what I'm saying. We've been trying to think outside the box.
Well, for me, I'm not a guest because it is my culture.
All right.
But living in New York and learning about Safari sound from them, because then I had a friend who introduced me. I saw the red thread and I saw how everything was well packaged, and from radio shows to mixtapes to always being up to date. To be quite honest, living in New York, when I started listening to the shows, the radio shows before I even knew Iraj, before I knew Sharka, that's how I kept up to date. Because in New York, the scene that I was in, they never played as up to date. And the first time I came to Sweden, when we met in New York and we kept the link and I came to Sweden, I did a show with you guys. I was like, yo, I can play this hard?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, because we were friends and worked together a long time.
Before, yeah.
We used to go to New York, and Autograph used to come to Sweden, and before, long time before he even joined the sound. So yeah, it's interesting to hear your take, from outside
perspective. And when I came here to see the organization and the branding and the working with the different partners, that's not necessarily working with other people that are outside of dancehall to bring dancehall across everybody else.
The militancy.
Yeah, that's what, from an outsider, when I was going to move here and we started talking about me joining the song, these are the things that I liked. I was like, yo, I want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
And he came to New York, 2011? 12?
No, 10. 2010. What are we talking about?
When you played on the radio when we had EVR with me.
2012.
2012.
Yeah.
So I was doing a little show on East Village Radio with Max Glazer from Federation, and he came and did a guest set. I think that was the first
Dub
year.
plate juggling,
Yeah, and he did a dub plate juggling, and there's some things that you juggle. You juggle stylo, which we had never heard of.
Yeah, Stylogy, nobody knew about it.
Nobody knew about Stylogy at the time. You had juggled some stuff from Protege, Chronics,
early Chronic stuff. Yeah.
Early Chronic stuff, and that's how I discovered Protege as well, because you played it on the radio show, and she told me about it. And I was like, yo, who is this dude? Mm-hmm. So it ended up being Max and us, we discovered all these artists through Safari when he came to New York at that time. And it ended up being that the link was made that even Stylo, for example, Max ended up using Stylo's stuff on something that he did with another brand, because you had helped voice some dub plates for them.
Yeah, true. Yeah, for at that time we were working a lot with Stylogy.
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff was, because you voiced Stylo for them, you voiced, I have that mix somewhere. You voiced some other stuff, I think maybe Randy got voiced
No, Randy was a couple years later.
No, but you voiced some stuff for the what is it? The 10 deep thing.
Okay.
Because you voiced that one, you voiced like 3 other things. Favorite Clash MCs for me, Ajax, Gun Posse, humorous but also aggressive, Jake's character, also aggressive but funny, and then the third one for me is Dapoli, very smart, navigates his box well and understands when to play what and how.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I'll probably add a couple more too, but yeah, those are all great, entertaining MCs with charisma and character. And should I start?
You should start. This is
Okay.
your idea.
So, there was this artist. I tried to get him to voice for 15 years, right? This artist was based in the UK. A friend of mine who lived in the UK had some type of connection to him. We're talking about approximately 15 years ago. So he got his number and I got in touch with him. I told him, yo, this song of yours is definitely my favorite song ever and I really want to voice it as a dub plate. But he didn't want to do dub plates at that time. He had done dub plates before, but he kind of stopped because he simply explained to me that he don't believe in dub plates, he don't want to do dub plates. And that would not happen. He was very nice and polite to me and said it's not going to happen. I was like, all right, cool. But I had his number, so every once in a while I stressed him. I called him, yo, singer, can we line up something? It never happened. Until a few years ago, when we finally made it happen. And the artist I'm talking about is Pablo Gat, a UK artist. Big song called Hard Times. I'm not sure how many people outside of the UK and European scene know about this artist, but this is a huge song for me because it means a lot to me, the actual 45, because I listened to it a lot when I was younger, when I went through some hard times, and the song has a deep meaning for me and I always wanted to cut it. But a couple years ago we managed to work it out and Pablo Gat voiced it for us for the first time ever. He voiced that dub in like 20 something years, I think. That's my favorite. I know what your favorite is.
Yeah, for me it's also like a childhood song that I grew up with. Like, been a Frankie Paul fan for a long time, and so we recently got something mixed and mastered properly. So I was happy to be able to play the score by Frankie Paul. That's one of my favorite Frankie Paul songs of all time.
No, let's put it as it is, because I voiced these Frankie Paul dubs many years ago.
Yeah.
But this one in particular sounded like crap.
Crap.
But big up Hype Up from DNH, because he helped us. He helped us fix it and make it sound perfect, and now it sounds like a RAS 45.
Yeah, big up the dub magician.
Yeah.
Magician. Yeah.
You have to know music. You have to know your dub plate box inside and out. You have to be able to dive into the box and draw tunes at any moment and have different type of speeches to present every dub plate at all times. You need to be able to mix them properly. As an MC, you need to present the music and catch the people's attention in the right way. Be charismatic, be like, have a balance between being funny and aggressive, and I am a teacher, so edutainment is always something I, try to bake in, whether it's a juggling or a sound clash or whatever, and like try to present new stuff. But I think I would say it's a balance of those elements.
Yeah, I agree. Like the selector and MC have to be in sync. That is a very important thing.
Yeah.
And we've heard this in a lot of clashes where the MC and the selector are not in sync, and that does mess the vibe up. And as you said, charisma is super important. And presence, some kind of presence is important for an MC especially.
An occasional smile.
Okay, exactly.
I've learned that the hard way.
The hard way.
Years.
Alright, so for me, there's a bunch of ones that I listen to most because they're entertaining and I really enjoy going back to listen to the speech and there's three for me. The LP versus Earth Ruler in 2018 maybe? That's the first one. I listen to that a lot still. Innocent versus Rhythm Force. I listen to that one a lot as well. And then Animosity versus Blunt Posse. I listen to that one as well. I have these things on my phone, so I listen to them quite a lot.
Great clashes. I can't say anything specific because plenty of audios out there, plenty clashes. Like I listen to everything that comes out. Some of them are better than others, but it's difficult to say like any specific clash.
I mean, I listen to everything as well, but those are my, if I'm bored, those are my go-tos.
Yeah. The lack of young selectors within the scene, the lack of more upcoming sound, which kind of goes hand in hand with the evolution and the development of the whole reggae and dancehall industry at the moment, because it's a hill and gully ride right now. Other than that, I don't like sound clashes with too much rules. However, I would really enjoy to participate in a clash where you have, for example, a singers round, because I've always wanted to have a round where you play only like singers and stuff. I've never had the opportunity, but I don't like too much rules. Two sounds string up, play until some of you have to lock off and get the fuck out.
For me, I think a lot of sounds don't want to clash for whatever reason. Oh, this sound is too big, this tone is too small, and that does stagnate the business.
Definitely.
It's supposed to be fun. Like, you have this box, you spend all this money on these dubs, like go and have fun with it.
Definitely. That's a big problem. This is a problem we've had since we started to take on the clashing scene, because nobody wants to clash us. So promoters, sounds, if you want to clash, link up. Anytime, anywhere, any day, we're ready.
It doesn't matter. Oh, we don't want to go to this guy's backyard.
Fuck that shit. We don't pick and choose.
Kill or...
Anybody can die anywhere, anytime.
Have fun with it. You spend all this money, you put all this time and effort into it. Nah, that thing is too small. Nah.
Yeah, fuck that pick and choose thing, man. Just go on.
That's what the business needs now.
Yeah.
Bigger sounds clashing smaller sounds. It doesn't always have to be on the same level.
And even 45 clashes. I would love to have some 45 clashes.
That would be really
I think like most sounds have doublets, but to show your real skills, I take two big loaded sounds, put them on a stage or in a dance or whatever, let them clash each other with 45s. Let's see who got the musical knowledge to use actual songs and bury the next song. That's a challenge.